Hey, welcome back to another episode of The Efficient Advisor. Today's topic is something I've been thinking a lot about lately, and then especially after a few recent coaching calls where I found some advisors were working so hard, but on the wrong things. So I'm working with this super sweet advisory team right now. They have so many referrals coming in, they can hardly stay on top of it and come up for air. And they're really struggling to even deliver their service model that they already have for their existing clients. They are debating their current planning model and fees, and we're talking about this concept that they had where they were dropping this bomb on me where they just contracted a marketing agency to redo all of their branding, develop a better funnel for new clients, reimagine their brand. Now, while these things are all really good, I asked him about the cost from a time and money perspective that will be involved, and both were huge. Then I asked them, if you got 10 new clients this week from those efforts, what would happen? They said they didn't think they could handle it. They were already maxed out and overwhelmed. So why are you working on creating more demand when you have an issue with fulfillment? This is a common problem for advisors. We are solving for the wrong problems. So let me throw this idea at you. I heard it said recently this way by entrepreneur Alex Hormozi in a way that just really hit me. Your business is either supply constrained or demand constrained, but never both. I use the term fulfillment and demand when I'm coaching, but you could even call it supply and demand. And I love this idea of supply constrained or demand constrained. I liked the word he used, constrained, because that's all it is. It's just a constraint that can be cleared up and dealt with. It makes it feel so temporary, which it is. And once you figure out where you are, your next steps get so much clearer. You stop spinning your wheels and you start getting traction in the right direction when you're solving the right problems. So let's break it down. If you are a supply, if you want to know are you a supply or a demand constrained advisor, right? So what are we focusing on? What's super important? And then what not to waste your time on depending on where you are right now. Does that make sense? All right, let's go. So, all right, first up, supply constrained, or what I would call fulfillment issues. If I gave you 10 brand new ideal clients today, could you handle it? If you have fulfillment issues, this means you're at capacity or really close. And if you added 10 new clients today, things would start to break. That might look like you're frantically trying to find space in your calendar to hold these 10 meetings and to do the work for onboarding 10 clients. The onboarding of 10 new clients would be clunky, it would be inconsistent, and it would cause stress. And it could possibly leave you feeling constantly behind or frazzled. If that's you, if 10 new clients would do that to you, your job is to create more capacity before you add more clients. So what should you focus on? Number one, reassess your client service model to really understand your revenue per hour for servicing the clients that you already have and how much time it takes for you to service each segment of clients. If you add up all the time it takes to serve your existing book and it's more hours than you want to work in a year, then we've got some work to do on your service model and client segmentation. Number two, streamline your processes. This is where most inefficiencies hide, and you know I'm kind of obsessed with this. So build out processes that you can automate, delegate, and streamline. You know, maybe you need to hire. Delete, number three, delete things that are not necessary right now. If they don't move the needle for you from a fulfillment standpoint, press pause until you have capacity. All right, what not to do if you have fulfillment issues. Don't launch a new big lead gen campaign or workshop series because more leads equals more chaos, and that's your bottleneck right now. Don't fall for shiny objects and chase something that's not going to help you with fulfillment, like adding in a new offering or trying to serve a different niche. Focus just on serving your current clients exceptionally well in a way that makes sense before adding complexity. And don't assume hustling harder will fix it. This is a systems problem, not a try harder problem. If it was a try harder problem, that would be much easier to take care of. Okay, so now let's flip the script. A demand constrained advisor has the time, systems, and capacity, but not enough leads or right fit clients coming in the door. Maybe your onboarding is dialed in, maybe your team is solid, you're ready, but your calendar has too many blank spaces. This is a visibility and or messaging issue. So what should you focus on? Number one, marketing that connects. getting in front of your ideal clients, showing up where they hang out. Number 2, making sure your messaging resonates. Make it obvious who you serve and why you serve them and that they should trust you. I would focus on dialing in your ideal client avatar, which you can check out episode number 10 of this podcast for a whole bunch of direction on that. And get into the conversation that they're already having in their heads and learn how to solve their problems and communicate how you do that. Number 3, a client journey that converts. Make it easy to say yes and to move forward with you. You need to think through your client journey and get that into a repeatable process. Okay, what not to do if you're demand constrained. Don't spend weeks tweaking back-end workflows, as much as I love that. Those will matter later, but they're not your bottleneck. Don't hire before you have the volume. I know that this with some caveats here, but don't solve a future problem that you don't have yet. If you don't have a capacity or fulfillment issue, you have a leads issue, we really need to focus your energy on that, and hiring is a huge time commitment. Okay, so which are you? Ask yourself, if I doubled my marketing efforts tomorrow, ads, referrals, networking, whatever, would it break my business or grow it? If it would cause overwhelming chaos, you're supply constrained. If you would boost revenue without breaking a sweat, you're demand constrained. Now you know what to work on, and just as importantly, what to ignore. And I'll say this again because it's so important. Your job as a business owner is to solve the right problem at the right time. Don't waste your precious energy fixing something that isn't actually holding you back. Whether your issue is capacity or client flow, the strategy is completely different. So let this be your permission to stop doing all the things and just focus on the one right next step for your business, the one thing that matters right now. And hey, if you just realize that systems and processes are where your business is bottlenecked, that's literally my favorite thing to help advisors with. We'll be launching our Systems to Scale group coaching and mastermind 2.0 version very soon. It's a 10-month long cohort that starts August 21st of this year and goes through the end of June next year. It's for goal-getters like you. You have no shortage of ambition and vision for the type of financial services practice that you want to have, but you're tired of living in a state of overwhelm, feeling like you're always playing catch up, and frankly, not as organized as you quote unquote should be. You are ready to carve out the time to build a business that allows you to deliver a high quality financial plan, make more money, and work as much or as little as you'd like. So stay tuned for registration for our next round. We'll open up at the end of this month, June of 2025. All right, friend, that's it for today's episode. I'd love to hear more about your demand constraint or your supply constraint over in the Efficient Advisor Facebook group. The Efficient Advisor community, you can find us there. There's about 3,000 advisors and operation folks from advisory practices. It's just a great community where you can ask questions and get answers and learn from other advisors. You can also find me over on LinkedIn. I'm always down for a DM, and of course, I'm always all ears open for any podcast ideas that you have. As always, I love chatting with you guys. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next week.